Oh, I didn't know there was gonna be questions.
Yeah, I had some questions.
I was under the impression I was gonna sing.
Okay, questions. It says questions for Okies. Says the first one I did was whose idea was it to start YouTube? Was it your wife's or yours?
I don't want to answer that.
You don't want to?
No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Oh,
so I wanted to do one for a while. I just didn't tell anybody. So
yeah.
it was always in the back of my head. And then just one day, when we were driving down to see my daughter, she lives down in Texas, about a 3 hour drive. So, excuse me, on the way down, we
Yeah.
were just chit chatting and stuff. And then I happened to say, I've been looking at the YouTube stuff. She goes, well, then why don't you just start one? So I had the thought there, but then she finally just said, just do it.
Yeah.
So then we talked about it the rest of the way down, and then talked about some ideas on the way back, and then that was where the YouTube Okies Eden YouTube part was born.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I mean, I did little things, as a kid. I think I told you. We had birds at one point. I used to film the birds because I
Yep.
wanted to document the birds. Um, well, tragically, they passed away, and we couldn't have them anymore because, well, one of them got actually hurt by one of our dogs. He got a hold of one of them,
Okay.
and we rescued them. They were actually injured. We took them in and took care of them. I think we had four birds. I'm not sure.
Are those the birds that are in your video in one of your playlists?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, I've watched that.
mockingbirds.
I've run those playlists. Yes.
Okay, next question is. It says number two. Would you ever consider getting into playing gardening games? And what? My mom was like, "What kind of question is this?" And I started laughing, and we started coughing together. Because I play garden games. So I actually like garden games. I
Are you
thought
saying?
maybe
Are you saying?
garden games, like yeah, like garden games, like play the game and gardening, like you're outside
Oh,
on it.
oh, like the Sims stuff where uh, they're cutting the hay and they make money, and then people come in and
Yeah,
they. Um, yeah, I would. I mean, I'm not a gamer, but I'd give it a shot.
yeah, like get a Switch and like play like Harvest Moon or something like that.
Okay. You mean
Uh,
play online against each other?
yeah, you can play together if you
Yeah,
got
I
a
would. I would.
Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I need a better computer. We have an old computer, which I'm
Yeah.
planning on getting one this year, a newer one. So yeah, I would get. My son has a gaming station, so I could have him help me put one together.
hmm Next question. Next question. It's kind of funny because my mom was like, "Why did you put this in here?" And I was like, "Well, I was curious." I said because we were just talking about dinosaurs.
Hmm.
So I was like, I said number three question is, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Um, I'm not going to remember the name of it, but it's the one that walks on four legs and it has the horn that comes out with
I
the
don't know. I think I'm familiar with it.
with the plate on its head. It's got like a flat plate, and then the horn comes out. I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called though. I don't remember Bronchiosaurus or something like that. But it looks kind of like a rhinoceros, but it's got the
yeah.
horn, and I like those. The
I,
second would
I
be
like the um I like the long neck, like the long neck dinosaurs with the long neck.
mhm.
I like them. They're my favorite.
um, I mean, I like the T Rex, but I kind of like the Velociraptors too. They're
Yeah.
kind of scary.
And then I like the I forgot which one it's called. The ones that have like the porcupine tail and the porcupine body and stuff and they're
Hmm.
round, they look like a turtle. I
Yeah.
like them and they had a hard shell on their head.
Now, my absolute favorite, I'd have to say, is Godzilla.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I like King Kong as well, but he's not part of the dinosaur family. I don't think he is. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure.
I said this is the fourth question is what is the easiest seed you tried to grow last year?
Oh, potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes. As long as you don't get like inundated with a lot of rain over 3 or 4 weeks and get flooded. I mean, you can see now. I threw scraps out in my
Yeah.
garden, and they just grow. I didn't realize it, but I had growth this year before I tilled my garden up. Somehow, some of the potatoes, the ones that I obviously missed during the picking process last year,
Yeah.
they were sprouting this year. So they went all winter long dormant, and then they started growing again. So potatoes, if they're a healthy start, like if you have a healthy potato to start with, they just grow. It's hard to stop them.
Hi, Karen. Karen's on here. Karen from my mom's channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mom said Godzilla too.
Yeah, King Kong. Yeah, he's already in. I'm already in my garden. I
King Kong coming to
Did
Okies
you see
garden.
I put Sasquatch in my garden on my community post. You see that?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Janet.
Hey,
Okay,
Karen.
next question is: are you ever planning on using hydroponics grow methods moving forward? Like the
Um,
hydroponic things, like the little things that you grow the little
the
the plants
hydroponics.
in. Yeah,
Yes. So I have the one unit now, and
yeah.
it's working really well. Um, and then actually, I have two tomato plants in it now growing that I'm going to transplant next week into bigger pots. And then Carol from Broke but Bountifully Blessed sent me a bunch. So I'm going to try to start some of those mid February so I can
Hmm.
transplant them in March outside. But yes, I want to get a second unit because I think that's where I'm going to do all my sprouting this year. So I get my little sprouts to put outside. So I'm
Yeah,
going to get a second unit. And I might even make one, gonna do a DIY. They have DIY. You can do a do it yourself one,
yeah.
and I might do that because I might do a video on how to do a DIY version.
My mom's hydroponics that she has in there is doing really well. Like those little plants she's got in there are growing so big. And like it's crazy. Like you have to be. She said you have to be very gentle when you pull them out of
Yeah,
there.
I saw her video. Yeah, they're growing great. Read Doctor Ninja Turtles comment.
I had to come up with questions. I had to come up with questions for Okies.
I can only imagine what he's going to ask. But anyways,
Yeah,
yeah, no, your mom's is doing really well. I noticed that. That's the lights, the full spectrum lights with the
yeah,
multicolor. Plus, they're always in the nutrient bath.
yeah,
The other, I don't see you guys have fish,
yeah.
so you can do an aquaponics, which uses basically the fish waste. And what it does is it takes the water from your fish tank
Mm-hmm.
and brings it down to your tank for your growing, and then it puts it back up into the tank filtered. So it's a constant system. So your fish are actually basically the manure for your plants.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, if you have fish, that's another good route to go.
Well, let's see. Any more questions on there? Oh yeah, my mom said she has used fish waste in this one.
Hmm.
She used fish waste.
Yep. Yep.
It says the next question is number number 6. Do you ever plan on making your garden bigger than what it is now?
Yes and no. It all depends on a few things. Um, I don't need it to go bigger, but I'm trying to figure out this year is going to be kind of the year because I want to do two farmers markets in my area. They've already said I can. We have a golf course over here that has events every year. They have trunk or treat, 4th of July. It's only half a mile from here. They have all these big events, and I talked to the general manager, and he said he would because we're a small community. It's only 300 people in this community, and
Yeah.
this it's a little farm town. I mean, we're out in the middle of Oklahoma. I mean, not middle, southwest corner of Oklahoma. So there's not a lot of people. And like I said, we lost that grocery store to the tornado in April 2024. They're not going to rebuild it. So people have to go all the way 30 miles either way to get vegetables. So I asked him if we could do one or two um, farmers markets here. He said yes, he would love that because the community would love that. So
Yeah.
I've already talked to my neighbors that have gardens also, and they're willing to do it. And then if that goes well this year, I'm slowly rolling out on Facebook, and talking to people. What do you want? What would what would save you a trip to the grocery store? What do you eat the most in your household? So if they say, okra, then I would till up my whole backyard here, which I own further out than the field. I only
Yeah.
cut a certain distance because I don't have to mow it all. So I only cut, it's about 100 feet behind my house here. I would get my tiller out there and I would till that whole thing, and that would be 50 by 200. So that'd be 1,000 square feet of, I could grow okra, and I could grow enough okra for a lot of people. So it just comes down to, I'm going to ask the community what they would like. Or if they
Yeah.
want pumpkins, I'll do a bigger pumpkin patch. And that was my other thing. I was possibly this fall or this summer when I plant for the fall, I was going to lay down some planter boxes out in the back, lay down my tarps all the way down, put pallets out, and then I could grow, 50 or 60 pumpkin plants. And if I get 5 to 10 pumpkins per, you're talking 250, 300 pumpkins. And then people could actually just come in here because I live off a little cul-de-sac, and I'm
Yeah.
the only one on my road. Nobody ever comes back here. It's just me. So they could actually pull back here. And I had it last year. I had my neighbors, they'd bring their grandkids or their kids over, and I'd give them the clippers and they'd clip their pumpkin they wanted. So I'd have a pumpkin patch for the community if they wanted to have a pumpkin patch. And I think they would, because a lot of them
Couple new questions.
a
Couple of
lot of them
questions.
Yeah, where's the pen?
I don't have
a
a
lot
pen.
a lot of them were looking for pumpkins this year, and
Yeah.
they were going and paying $10 for a bigger pumpkin and like $5.84 for like a sugar pie pumpkin, which are only about 6 inches in diameter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom asked. She said, "Has Okies decided everything he's gonna plant next year?"
Tell your mom that's none of her business.
She's writing down new questions right now.
Yes. So next year, you guys know I do my main goal is I have a priority list. My main priorities are potatoes and green beans, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to get 200 pounds of potatoes and 200 pints of green beans. And then the other part of that priority list is the subscriber garden. So your mom sent a couple types of squash, the butternut squash and winter squash. Shannon sent me sunflowers, calypso beans, and then pepper plants and a bunch of stuff from like Carol from Broke with Benefit Blast and Hearth and Home, foraging and urban farming. I'm growing all that stuff. And then it'll make more sense in the spring when you see the bean plants where they end and the potato plants where they end. It leaves about a 15 by 20 rectangle area.
Yeah.
And that's going to be beets, radishes, hopefully turnips, because somebody sent me turnip seeds. I don't want to say who, because I'm not even sure now. I don't want to get it wrong. Somebody sent me turnip seeds. So I'm going to start sprouting turnip seeds.
Two more questions. There you go, Okies. Two more questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. Next one is number 7. Would you ever go on a panel with my mom with other like-minded gardeners once a week, like, and share ideas?
No, because probably not, because you got to understand, nobody is like-minded with me, because my mind is so just, nobody can equal it. And I'm just kidding. Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yes, I would.
Okay. The next
Who's she
question
talking about?
is,
Would it be like her and Shannon and things
yeah.
like that? Yeah, only if Shannon doesn't bring her attitude. I'm just kidding. Hey, Fairbricks. Hey, everybody. If you don't follow Fairbricks Studios, follow Fairbricks Studios. They're great. They are very supportive. He is so supportive.
Hello. Hello. Welcome
But
to the
yeah, no,
live.
you know, it's okay if Aaron brings his opinions, but Shannon can just keep her opinions to herself.
Yeah. Okay. The
She knows.
next question.
She knows I'm kidding. She
Yeah,
knows
I know. It says, where has been your most favorite place to live?
Oh, that's a tough one. Um, I would have to say Waterville,
Yeah.
New York. It's basically central New York. If you've ever heard of Syracuse, New York, Utica, New York, it's kind of almost center of the state. I was born and raised in the Northeast, which is towards like the Massachusetts Vermont border. That's where I was born. And then
Yeah.
my father got transferred. We went all the way out to Jamestown, New York, a little town called Falconer, New York. And that's about 50 miles south of Buffalo. So we used to get, inundated with snow and minus 20, and it was horrible. We lived near Lake Erie. And then my father started getting transferred back to retire. They transferred him back to Waterville. And I was when we got to Waterville was 1977, and that's I was preteen, just preteen, and it was a small-ish city. So we had quite a few friends. We had our bikes, street lights. We lived about a block from the train tracks. We had a really nice Victorian home. We had woods, apple trees, all sorts of stuff. They had the downtown area. My
Yeah.
brother and I got part-time. We did odd jobs for our neighbors. We had like probably 2 blocks worth of neighbors. So we probably had 30, 40 people we worked for. So my brother and I were working at 10 and 11 years old. We were making, at that time, we were making $50, $60 a week, and I was putting that in the bank. Now,
Hmm.
1977 for a 10-year-old kid making $50 a week is a lot of money.
Hmm.
And so that's how I started saving. And my dad sat down with us and made out a budget with us. Don't spend this much, put this away, put this away, and put this away.
Yeah.
But we worked our butts off every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. We were mowing lawns, we were weeding, we were stacking wood, we were painting, we were whatever. We did whatever and they all knew us. And so we had a certain day we'd go to this lady's house, this guy's house, blah blah blah, whatever. And we just used to make a lot of money. But
Oh yeah, I bet.
yeah, that's probably the best because I had some really good friends there. And then I'd have to say my second would be where we built our home. It's a town called Poston Kill, New York, and I love that. That's where my wife and I knew each other. That's where we got married. That's where because we grew up together from when I moved into town there. We went to school together from the time I was 13 all the way to. So I've known my wife since I was 13. So that's 40, high 40s, whatever, more than that. Yeah, yeah. Since my late 40s, I've known my wife. So
Oh wow, my parents have been together for what,
they're-
31 years?
yeah,
It's
she
almost.
said 35. I think she said the other day. My
Yeah.
wife and I have been married 36. We were together for 38, but then we knew each other since middle school, and then we went to the same church, and our families hung out together. We hung out together in groups, so we've known each other for so many years that it's
Yeah.
just, it's like we've just known each other for so long.
Okay. Next question is, as far as it says, do you ever plan on creating a cookbook on YouTube for sale?
Um, maybe. I think. I think what I would do, yeah. So what I'm doing is, yes, I'm copying some of my mom's recipes, and I create stuff myself. So if I think of a chicken, like I like chicken, so I'll just put a bunch of stuff together that I like about chicken and things that go with chicken.
Hmm.
And so I'll start create. I'll go through 2 or 3 iterations of this dish, and then have my wife taste test it, and we work through it. And then I just add that to if she likes it, yes. If she doesn't like it, I don't put it. So I'm adding it. I think what I would do is if I were to do that, I wouldn't put it up for sale. I would
Yeah.
just I would put it there, and then people could just download it. I that's something. Food food connects you to your past. So like I
Yeah.
would not I would rather somebody try my mom's recipe because my mom meant a lot to me. And I would rather somebody take that recipe, try it with their family, and say, "Hey, wow, June that was my mom's name. She was a great cook. I'm going to put this one in my recipe book. I don't want to charge somebody for that. I'd rather them, if they could actually find something from my grandmother or my mom or myself,
Yeah.
they enjoyed it. That's payment enough for me. So I would definitely put, yes, I would put something out there. I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't sell it. I would just give it away. They could just download it for free.
Then the next question is, it says, will you ever stop gardening even when you are old?
Well, number one, I am old, so I'm still gardening. um, so that's what I'm working towards now. So that's kind of what I talked about a couple of videos ago. I started. I've been talking about doing the raised beds where they're off the ground 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah.
So each year I'm going to add 1 or 2 of those in my garden. So, and then I'll keep putting weed paper down so I don't have to mow in there or weed trim or anything. It's just going to be this huge area with all these raised beds. And then I'll keep adding soil to it and adding 1 or 2 a year into the, and so, I'm just about 60. So, if I get to 70 and I'm still alive and still able to garden, then by that point, if I do 2 a year, I would have 20 raised beds. So then I can just walk out and plant standing up, or
Yeah.
if I was in a wheelchair or had a walker or something, I'm not crawling around on the ground. So I'm preparing for that. I'm looking to that because I'll tell you right now, my mom and dad both died with Alzheimer's. And what happened was then when they both retired, mid 60, 65, they both gave up. They both just decided we're going to nap during the day. They wake up, they have their coffee, their breakfast, they might putter around the house. Then they go in
Yeah.
and take another nap. Then they get up and they putter, watch a couple TV shows. And when I look at my grandparents, um, they were into their 90s because they worked a farm. They worked until they couldn't work physically, couldn't bend over anymore to work. And they lived such a longer life. And I just think that you have to have a hobby. You have to be doing something to keep your mind. That's what I like about YouTube as I get older. You have to figure out the algorithm. You got to think about something, and it makes your mind continue to work. And then you physically work, even if you're just getting out walking. And I like the smell of the dirt. I like the health of the vegetables. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll continue to do it as long as I can. And even if I get to the point and my grandkids come up, I'm sure that they would love to help, like keep the garden up where I could watch and kind of like instruct them or tell them what to do. But
I'm so sorry, Karen, that you lost your husband. They were married for a long time, and
mm,
he passed, and they were together. And forgot how long she said they were together for. I had to go look. Yeah, they were together for 5 years, married 10, but he passed.
hmm
And
uh,
Pom Pom said, "You the guy that fist fight Bigfoot?"
yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully he's okay, Janet.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, Bigfoot. Do you watch only Bigfoot? Do you have his channel?
I don't know. I think I do. I've heard of
It's
him.
just it's just his channel's at only Bigfoot, and he's
Oh yeah.
hilarious. He's got the Bigfoot costume on, and he's teams up with Down the Road, and they do these boxing matches where he fights people. So they say, hey, who do you want me to fight next? So I put down. I asked him, well, fight Rocky, fight Muhammad Ali, and then he fought Harry and the Hendersons the other night for me, and he beat Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh wow.
And then one night he fought me and the Source and somebody else in one night, and he knocked us all out in the first round. And they had my stats. He's like, and in this corner is Jason from Okies Eden at a 6'1" and 180 pounds or something. I'm like, dude, you don't even have my stats right. I'm 6'3", number one, and I'm not 180 pounds. So I said, let's have a rematch. So it's just a joke. It's his channel thing. It's pretty funny.
Okay. Number 11 question is, what is the best trick you learned yet to grow big vegetables?
Um, just a couple things: compost, compost, compost.
Yeah.
I think, and this is just my opinion, the way I compost, if you watch the way I compost, I put my compost in those big buckets. And then what happens is when I plant, like say potatoes, I dig my furrow, and then I'll put where I put my potato, I put a pile of the compost and I set the potato in it. I don't compost the entire garden because, in my opinion, what happens is um, I try to get the compost where the plant is. I don't want to compost between, potato plants. I typically plant about 20, 24 inches apart. I don't want to compost out here because then I'm just feeding weeds. So I compost where I plant. So if I plant green beans, I plant in the row of green beans.
Yeah.
And then what happens at the end of the year when I till it up, it mixes it all up anyways. So I've been doing this now for a couple, how many at this garden here since we moved here 5 years ago. It's been the majority of it's been tilled and retilled and retilled with compost. So the entire garden is pretty much composted. So I'm very careful where I compost. So I always compost at the plant, number one. And the other thing is, like, especially for root vegetables, loosen the dirt, get leaves, get sawdust, get stuff in there that loosens the dirt up because, potatoes, they have to grow. And if they're fighting against clay or stone, they just sit there. They
Yeah.
got to grow and push. So you got to make sure that soil is well cultivated. So that's why in one of my videos I showed throwing down a bunch of leaves in the furrow and it's already covered. I got all the rows out there ready for spring to plant. That is covered up leaves. So now when I go to plant my potatoes, when I dig those furrows back out, I put my potato in there, cover them up. It's all super loose soil. So basically, good compost and loose soil.
Yeah, Karen said that's a great idea on the compost. I remember that when I try at garden again this year.
Well, and the thing is, now, mind you, I'm a small time gardener, farmer, homesteader. I understand if you're a big farm and you got 50 acres, you don't do that. You go out with a manure spreader and you spread it everywhere because you have to. You can't they don't have time to sit there and put compost on every plant. Mine's a
Yeah.
smaller area, so I can. So if you're doing a big area, yeah, you have to just cast it out there. Me, I don't have to. And even if I had a bigger garden, I would still take the time to do it the way I do it because I would find time to do it just because I think it's the way I like to do it. Uh-oh. Do we
Yeah,
have
Janet
yeah.
got a troll out of here.
Yes. Finally got a troll.
I've been getting a lot of trolls lately. The last
And that's
time I went live, I had a lot of trolls. They were just insane.
and that's interesting because it's staying off the grid. That's not like a troll person, but I I trust Janet. Janet and Natty are like they go number one and number two for being able to block trolls.
Yeah. Yeah. Next
They're
question.
they're troll ninjas.
Oh yeah, I know they are. Yeah, definitely. Says that number 12. What do you want to be doing in 5 years from now?
So my 5-year plan is to be governor of Oklahoma. No, I'm just kidding. My my 5-year plan is number one, if YouTube is still a viable platform at that point, and I'm
Yeah.
still alive and on that at that point, um, just to have a decent presence on YouTube, because at that point I'll be in retirement age, and I want to be able to go into my retirement age where I have a residual income, not just from YouTube being monetized. That can be, I don't care how much that is. It'd probably be just a small amount. But then I'm working on, I've actually was working on this morning was merchandise for shirts and hats.
Hmm.
I want to have a line of just a shirt and a hat and a mug. Just I'm keeping it simple as possible. I don't want a ton of different things. It's going to be just some simple, inexpensive products for people if they want to purchase Okies Eden stuff. Then that would add to the income. And then I want to be doing farmers markets, and because I can also build stuff in my shop. I have people that want stuff built in my
Yeah.
shop. I just haven't got to it. Um, and I have requests all the time for, can you build this furniture? Can you do this? I put it off for a while. Stickers, yes, Karen. I forgot about stickers. Yes, to do an Okies Eden sticker. So I want to have a couple, but I want it inexpensive, and because I don't want people just dropping money to drop money. I want it to be quality for a good price. So I want to, in 5 years, I'd like to have a good presence. I'd like to have a good brand out there. And I would like to have the garden to a point where I am successfully creating year-round food for my family, me and my wife, and have it overflow to my two kids and my grandkids, where I literally can do 2, 3, 400 pints of green beans, 3, 400, 500 pounds of potatoes that I can give them 50 pounds or 60 pounds. So that would be it. And then going into retirement where I'm not just dependent on any kind of pension or social security or something that may not even be there when I get there. So that would be my 5-year plan.
Janet said something about, do you need a license for the farmer's market stand?
No. So far, no. I asked him that, and he said, as far as he knows, they've done it before. They don't have to worry about any kind of. I guess I asked him. I said, "Do I need to have your like a business thing and your tax certificate and any of that?" And he said, "No." He says, "Not for that." He says, "We're not even going to worry about that." I said, "Okay."
Hello, traveling like Combs.
Yeah, traveling Whitcombs. I started following them. They're really cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I like people that travel. I like watching those people that get in the little cars and like they have like their own little setup and everything, have their own bed and food.
Um, did you see? I put it on one of my community posts. Is Van Girl Shirl?
Mm-hmm.
So Van Girl Shirl, Shirl. She lives out of her van
Oh wow.
because I've followed a bunch of. The guy's name is Cheap RV Living. It's Bob Wells. He's huge now. He's got like 1 million followers almost. But he goes out to Quartzsite, Arizona. He started 20 some years ago living out of his car. Then he moved up to an ambulance, which he's now giving away. And then now he's back in a Subaru with a trailer. And he interviews these people. And she was on his show the one day because I watch his show all the time. And she had an interesting backstory. So he gave her channel and I immediately subbed to her. And now her and I have been back and forth all day, yesterday and today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the people that live in those. They're so awesome because of how they're so resourceful, how they do stuff.
That's true, yeah. Do you like Roots Farm? Hey. Hello?
A
Yeah,
lot
my
of good,
mom said she follows her as well.
yeah, a lot of good people showing up here.
Yeah, a lot of really cool people.
Yep.
Okay, it says number 13, would you ever start your own seed plant store and maybe online?
Hmm. I would think about that. Sure.
Yeah.
I'd have to look into it because I'm not. I'm not sure what goes into that. I have to research that. Is there any kind of restrictions or any kind of laws? I'd have to look at that. But yeah, I have enough seeds now. I could actually. I mean, I have thousands of pumpkin seeds. I mean, because all those I was picking seeds out of my Connecticut field pumpkins.
Yeah.
So when people ask for them, I only send them 10 because you plant one seed, you can get 5, 10, 20 pumpkins off of one seed, and then you can get 1,000 seeds yourself. So that's why, because and they're easy to grow. So, but yes, I would definitely think about that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I never thought about that, but I will now.
Okay, this is another one. It says, what is your biggest wish?
Right now, it'd be that my grandson gets all healed up.
Yeah.
Everything else doesn't matter. When Wednesday rolls around and they do their X-rays and hopefully they can take the casts off, I'll have another wish. So that wish after that, I guess, would be just to. I mean, I really enjoy my kids. My kids are just. We have our own. Everybody has their own
Hmm.
family dynamic and their issues, but I have two great kids. They're both great parents, and I got great grandkids. So just to just be able to see my kids as long as I'm on this earth and be able to see um, my grandkids, which I can see them anytime I want, obviously,
Yeah.
and spend time with them. We just have a great time. Uh, we went to my son's house for the 23rd of December, because my son's a paramedic firefighter and my daughter-in-law is an EMT firefighter.
Yeah.
So both first responders. And then when I was in law enforcement, it's so hard to get everybody together because I worked 312s. They work 248s, or I'm sorry, 48 shifts, 48-hour shifts, and then they work opposite shifts. So all three of us were always, so we never had a chance to everybody get together. Now that I'm not working that way anymore, we had a chance. The 23rd we had with them, the 27th we had my daughter down in Texas. So it's very hard to get everybody together just because of
Yeah.
conflicts. But we got to see both of them, and we were able to see them both for the holidays, and it was really good. So that's my biggest wish, that just continues and that they remain healthy and we just remain tight as a family, because it's important. Having a tight family is important. Believe me, I come from a family that is just complete mess. I'm not going to talk about it, but I'll just say I have one sister that I communicate with. All the other ones have written each other off. They hate me. They hate each other. I just avoid it. It's all drama. I don't mess with it. I have a sister that we're really close, and that's enough for me. Have your family, keep your family close.
Yeah, we do too.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one part of our family. It's just I don't know what to think of them anymore. I
Yeah.
At this point, I think we're done like, with drama and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So we
Yep.
probably won't be able to go see them anymore because it's just what's going on in the world now. It's just making everything just so much worse.
Yeah. It's
And
sad. I mean, that you can't, family is super important. That's why, that's my wish, that my son and my daughter, that we remain close, that there's no issues. And even if there are, we will work through them. My wife
yeah,
and I are old enough. We've been through it enough times that we won't allow that to happen on our end. If something starts to go south, we will sit everybody down and we will have a talk and say, no, we're not doing this. We've done this for 25, 30 years. We're a family. We love each other. Let's just stop and let's remain a close knit family.
yeah. Okay. Next question is, what would you do if you became famous on YouTube?
What do you mean when?
What would you do?
I am. Um, I would, if I became famous on YouTube, um, I would, I would link up. This is honest to God truth. I would link up with a charity.
Yeah,
I have a couple in mind. I'm not going to talk about what charities, but I would definitely hook up with them, and I would try to raise awareness for the charity that I would choose to help. And
hmm
it would be with children that have disabilities.
yeah. I think I would choose both. Like I would choose animals and people.
And animals. That's the other thing I think I would do. You're right. Is I would go to these. I would actually. What is the saying they do for shelters where you go rescue? Don't do this, but rescue something. I forget what it is, but there's a saying out there.
Is that foster care?
Yeah, I would foster, but I would definitely be out there for rescuing the animals.
Yeah.
That just get taught. The area I'm in. This is sad. It's sad to say, but the area I'm in, it is ripe with people when they don't want their dog anymore, they dump it off on the road. We have every day on Facebook, dog, 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 dog. It's just terrible.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that is terrible.
and then if you watch the person, if you go back and you seek them out on Facebook, they'll, 6 months ago, you see, oh, I got my new puppy, and they're holding up laughing, and then they toss it on the side of the road. It's like, if you didn't want the dog, why did you get the dog?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, rescue dogs definitely.
And then next question is, would you ever do a greenhouse?
Yes. Um, Mine, yes, definitely. That's what I'm working towards. On our, we have a shed. We have a 14 by 24 workshop that we have brought in that I've wired up, insulated. It's got AC and heat in it, so I can work in it. And then when we moved here, there's a shed, about a 12 by
Yeah.
30 or 12 by 20 shed. I'm going to move those around so that they're an L shape. because you got to worry about high winds in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
To have a big above ground, it wouldn't last. But what I want to do is I've watched, and I want to get a small excavator, and I want to dig the ground out 3 or 4 feet down, and then build the main structure where you're walking around 3 to 4 feet down, and then have the roof. So it's just the roof above ground. So it's only about 3 or 4 feet high. And then I would dig trenches that are about 100, 150 feet long. And then it's called geothermal. And then you put your tubes down in there, piece of pipe, and then you run it through the ground, cover it back up.
Yeah.
Because 3 or 4 feet down, the ground down here is usually typically about 60 degrees year round. So then you have a little computer fan at the front and the back. So you have an inlet and an outlet that comes into the bottom of the greenhouse, and so you're down because you're down 3 or 4 feet, and then it just circulates the air through that tube underground.
Yeah.
So the inside it usually stays 60 to 70 degrees year round. So even in the winter it's 60 degrees. Even in the summer, you're going to get higher in the summer because it's 100 degrees down here. So you might get 80 inside, but it would be a beautiful environment. So yes, that's my plan. That is definitely one of my plans.
I mean, it's about time. If anyone wants to ask any questions, y'all can. Dr. Ninja Turtle, we got some questions, don't you? He's waiting to answer. He's waiting to ask those questions.
I can see the scrolling, but if I miss, you'll have to ask the question for me.
Okay.
If that's okay.
He did say you were already famous. He said you're already famous.
Before there's any more questions, I'm getting super hungry because I have Italian seasoned chicken in the crock pot cooking out.
Oh wow, that sounds good. I gotta eat something and take my pills later.
Oh,
And then gotta clean out those litter boxes in the hallway.
me
What?
and ChatGPT have questions.
Someone said I think I'm gay.
Oh yeah, somebody got rid of Zara.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're being weird. Yeah, doctor, why don't you ask him? Where's he at? Did he leave? Oh, he's still there, right there. Oh, he says, "Chat GPT have questions."
I see you got more subscribers, Spongy.
Yeah, they keep coming. I don't know where they're coming from, but guess
So
someone
now,
really
how are
likes
you?
me. Where did you learn all the cooking skills? He wants to know.
Well, you're assuming I have cooking skills, but watching my mom, I used to watch her cook a lot
Yeah,
because I was always intrigued. Because you got to remember, being one of 11, and then when my cousins, my grandmother and grandfather showed up, we'd have 30 to 35 for Thanksgiving, and my mom did it all. She cooked everything, and she was like a military cook. I don't know how she did it, but she always was able to put dinner on the table, and it just always kind of intrigued me. And then as I got older, just before I moved out, I started watching her even more. And then I used to visit my grandmother a lot. And one of her things was she'd be cooking when I'd show up after work. And so I'd talk and I'd watch her and ask her questions. And then probably the last 10 years, and then I'll say, I'll go back to Julia Childs and Pierre Jacques Pepin, who was a French cook. And a lot of people here are going to remember Julia Childs. I love Julia Childs. She reminded me of my grandmother, so I watched her a lot. And then just up through the years. And then the current, believe it or not, if you want to look this guy up, he's been my biggest influence the last 5 years in cooking. And it's at Glenn and Friends. That's his YouTube channel. And he's awesome. He's a down to earth guy. He's a food filmer, food photographer for restaurants, and he doesn't do that anymore. But he's filmed chefs, worked with chefs his entire career, and then he cooked himself. So he's learned from all these top chefs that he took pictures of their food and filmed them and all this. And now he has a cooking show, and he's done it for 10, 12 years now. So I watch him. So if you ever want to check out a really good cooking channel, it's at Glenn and Friends.
I'll definitely check them out. And my mom asked, she said, will you do more harvesting videos of pumpkins this year?
Mm-hmm. Yes. What I want to do is uh, definitely do more of the harvesting. Um, and what I would do is, if people show up to harvest, I would ask them if they would mind being filmed. And if they didn't mind being, as long as they're adults, as long as they don't mind being filmed,
Yeah.
I would actually have them go in and pick their own pumpkins. And they could harvest their own pumpkins. And then if I was bringing them to a farmer's market, then yes, I would literally do a long form video where I'm clipping the pumpkins out, putting them in the back of the truck or whatever. Um, but yes, I would do that definitely.
Oh, and then she asked, have you decided everything you will grow this year? I think she already asked that. I'm not sure.
Pretty much, I'm gonna do green beans, potatoes for myself, and then everything that, or most of the stuff people have sent me, like sunflowers. Your mom sent me the squash, and then I'll do the usual. We usually do um, beets, radishes, and this year I want to do turnips because I did get turnip seeds, and then I'll probably do some more kale, and then lots and lots. This year I'm going to do more jalapeno and more bell pepper. I definitely
Yeah.
want to ramp that up, and I already have the ones that Carol from Broke but Bountifully Blessed sent me. I have those two plants are that high now and that wide, and then my pimento plant is about 4 inches tall now. So lots of that.
Oh, and then Karen wants to know, Clipped It Butterfly. She said, are you self taught in all your garden knowledge?
No, my dad, my grand, well, so ever since I was 13 years old, I've worked on a farm, dairy farm. So I've helped birth cows. I've helped them plant stuff. I've hayed for my entire life, thrown hay, baled hay, driven the tractors, thrown it in the mow. And then my father, we planted to feed our family. My grandmother, grandfather had a farm stand that they sold stuff. I helped them, and then just took it from there.
And then Janet said, I'm not a gardener, but I sure love watching and learning. And then Fire Dr. Ninja Turtle said, what is the biggest failed crop you had, and what did it teach you?
So this year, I think I filmed it. I'm not sure. But if you look at my garden, part of it was already turned, and then I added all that extra section. And some of it went out. I dug that all by hand. So a lot of that was clay, had a lot of clay in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a chance to get it mixed in with a lot of stuff. So I planted a bunch of potatoes in there. And I got, out of how many plants, I forget how many I planted, 10, 15 plants maybe. And I got 3 potatoes
Yeah.
because you'd have these little tiny baby potatoes and they just couldn't grow. And so I learned, which I knew, but I learned more was you gotta take the time for root vegetables. You gotta loosen the soil. If you put it in just hard soil, all you're gonna do is you're gonna get the tops. They're gonna grow nice. You're gonna get nice greenery, but you're gonna get nothing below the soil.
Anyone has any more questions? Karen said, that's awesome. I love learning from you.
Well, thank you, Karen. I don't know if you mean me or Spongy.
I think she means you. My mom said that's it. LOL.
Mind if I ask you a couple of questions while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Um, how long ago did you hit 600 subscribers?
Here recently, it's ever since I did that live I did a few days ago. I think it was like it might have been in December. It was before I got sick,
So you've been
and
picking up quite a bit.
I
You've
went
been getting quite a
live. Yeah, I went live, and I thought, well, I'm gonna go live because I was in a mood and we were chatting about some stuff. So, we were a little tipsy. We were drinking tequila and having a good time and chatting away and getting carried away. And a lot of people joined and everything. And I had like a lot of people, and I had like I think my views went up to like 300 or something like that.
Nice.
And then went live next day. I went live again, close to the same time I did last time, and I had, excuse me, I had about 200 views. And then for some reason I keep getting a lot. I'm worried I might get a lot of kids that are subscribing. I don't want kids on my channel or nothing like
Right.
that.
Yeah, that can hurt actually.
And I try to avoid the kids on there. Every time I get a kid on my channel, I'm trying to let them know, you got to be more mature if you're going to be on my channel because my channel's not for children. I
Right.
mean, I don't cuss or anything. I don't show anything adult or provocative or nothing like that. But some things I show, I mean, I don't want children to see because if they see me drinking, it might make them want to do it too in the
Right.
future if they get older.
Yep.
I don't want to encourage that behavior.
We did
But
have a couple questions.
what?
We did have a couple questions.
Oh, we do.
Your mom asked about watermelon. I
Oh
did.
yeah,
I'm
she
not. Gonna, I'm
said.
not. I'm not going to grow full on regular watermelon. Um, I did grow a few of the cantaloupes. I planted a lot of cantaloupes, but the problem was I planted them when it was 105 degrees. If you read the
Yeah,
back, if you read the back of the package on watermelons and cantaloupes, they prefer earth to be 65, 70 degrees. When it's 105 for 5 days straight and the sun just beats on it, the earth is 90 degrees. I did get a few cantaloupe that were really good. My wife and I ate them. They were really good, but I only got a couple.
yeah,
In the spring, if you see those A-frame trellises in the main part of the garden, I kind of put them over the fence. Those are going to be where I'm going to grow more cantaloupe. I'm not going to do full-on watermelon. And then your mom asked about finance and gardening because I know I saw Dr. Ninja Turtle ask, kind of bring the two together, I guess, somehow. I guess an analogy or something. I don't know. Financial. Um, I was just like gardening. I was taught years ago. I learned from my dad. Um, I'll never forget what my dad did. My dad made us pay to stay home.
hmm
So once we started making money, I had to give my dad every week 10% of my pay. If I made $100, he got 10 right off. We had to tithe for our church because we went to church. He said,
yeah,
first 10% give to the church. Second 10% goes to them, my parents, because we feed you. You've lived under our roof, and that's old school. That's how it was, and I had no problem with that. So that would leave me after taxes. It was after taxes. So if I made $100 after taxes, it was $10 to the church, $10 to my parents. So I was working since I was 12, 13 years old, and I was paying taxes because I worked in the CETA program at New York State. I worked with the janitors over this 2 summers. So I was paying into Social Security. I was paying into
yeah.
New York State income tax. I was paying federal tax. I had to do taxes every year at 13, and would put that money. I paid my dad. Well, when I went to leave my parents' home when I moved out, my dad called me into his bed. They had the master bedroom. My mom and dad would sit there and they'd have their coffee and had a really nice big picture window in the master bedroom. And when he knew I was leaving, he called me into the room. I'm thinking, what did I say? What am I doing?
Oh,
Because I was always messing around. And he handed me a bunch of money. And I said, what's this for? And he goes, that's why I made you give me 10% every week. He never spent it. They never used it for nothing. He
oh
gave me
wow.
every dime I gave him. He gave me in a check. So he gave me a check with all of that. It was thousands of dollars. This will get you going. That's why I wanted to teach you to put 10% away each week. So, with that said, if I was to compare that to gardening, I would say even if it's $1, $5, $2, put it away. If you can. Sometimes you can't. I understand that. but put away what you can. So same thing with gardening. It takes discipline. I
Yeah.
don't I don't feel like getting up this morning. I know I got to go out and weed, and the plants are drooping because they need water, but I'm just not going to do it today. Well, if you don't, you have a choice. You either do it or it dies. So you get up, you put your boots on, you go out, and you do it. Same thing with money management. You got to start somewhere. It's never too late to start if you start. Um, uh, Dr. Ninja would be probably a better resource than this, but I learned a long time ago when I was in law enforcement. They have a pension plan, and what we did was they offered, and I have a 401k from where I worked for the company years ago.
Yeah.
And way back then, the guy we had managing our money, we had a 401k which is pre-tax, and then he always told us, you, so a Roth is taxed after, so you already, so when you get your paycheck, it's taxed. Then you take that money, buy some Roth, put into a Roth IRA. Then when it comes out at 65 or whatever, it's untaxed. So you can just grab it. 401k is pre-tax. So it comes off the top of your gross. But when you retire, it's going to get hit with that tax bracket that you're in then. So you kind of try to even them out using a Roth and that. So it just takes planning, discipline, research. Just like gardening, you got to know when to plant, how much. Not all the plants like a lot of water. Some like a little bit of water. Some like full sun. Some don't. Um, if you're into financial planning, how much should I put in a CD? Should I put it in if I have a 401k, do I do that? Can I put it in a Roth? Can I put it in something else? It just takes a lot of research, and then just you got to be steady with it. I hope
Yeah.
that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
It does. My mom said, "Do you do you do a budget for grocery shopping, cooking recipes? I need to start budgeting."
Um, yeah. So we have a budget on what we would spend in a month. Um, and we still have to sharpen that because it's just the two of us now. We don't have to feed 4 people, 5 people anymore. So we know an approximate what we spend. We're usually under it because I really watch. I don't like. I might go out tomorrow and buy $40 because it's on sale. Like right now, I can go get the one store I can get ground beef for I think $3.69 or $3.79 a pound.
Yeah.
So I'll go get 20 pounds. So that'll be an $80 bill. And then I'll go get the chicken that's $1.79 a pound. So I'll go get 10 or 20 pounds of that, stick it in the freezer. So yeah, I spent this week I spent $200 in groceries, but next week I'll spend 30 and 30 and 30 because then all I'm getting is milk and eggs and bacon if I need it. And then everything else I shop, buy the flyers. I buy everything on sale. I don't pay regular price. So what I do is when I get we have an Albertsons and we have Wally World, Walmart.
Yeah.
I check their flyers every week before I go. And I literally base what I'm cooking that week. If chicken's on sale, if beef is on sale, if they have those prepared dishes on sale like rice-a-roni or the Knorr's products or Bob Evans, I'll buy some of that and I'll plan around that. And that way I'm eating literally, we're still eating good because I'm cooking it. And you can take the worst. I mean, you can take inexpensive chicken and inexpensive beef and make it
Yeah.
your own. Your mom's a good cook. You're a good
Hmm.
cook. You can add spicing, you cook it, you add it to rice or you add certain seasonings and it becomes a really good dish. So yes, we have a budget. Yes, we're usually under it. And I always make sure I try to stick to buying the sale items. Because the way I look at it here's how I look at it with grocery stores. And me and Natty have this conversation sometimes on her lives. They'll always run these specials. Oh, it's normally $4.49, but today it's $3.49, so we give you $1 off. So my question is, if you can sell it and still make money at $3.59, Why are you selling it for 40? Why are you selling it for $1 more? Why aren't you giving people a
Yeah,
break? Is my thought.
yeah. Oh, Doctor Fire, Doctor Ninja Turtle wants to know. He said, "Are there any good catfish spots near you in Oklahoma?"
Yes, they're everywhere. They are everywhere. You got the Red River, which is just south of me. That splits New York. I'm sorry, New York. Wow. Splits Texas and Oklahoma. And then most of the lakes in the area, they have catfish galore. Yeah, catfish is huge. And actually, just down the road from me is a huge catfish restaurant that's very well known. That's so much, it was so well known that it has a little landing strip. They don't keep it up anymore, but it was a landing strip. And people would fly in from different states in their little single engine planes, land, and they'd land and come in and have dinner, and then they'd fly away. That's how well known it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Janet said, "I love Missy's recipes. Yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
comes up with the craziest things to make.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm planning on making a lot of stuff too when I'm starting to feel a little more better. Well, I'm 100%. I'm pretty sure I'm only 60% so far. Like, I'm halfway there. So I just got mucus and a sinus connection, like things going in my
Yep.
sinuses. But so far I feel fine. But at least I can breathe. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it doesn't go away easy. That sickness does not go away easy.
No, it's just like I've noticed since I gotten older. Since it's not been so long. It's not been that long since I've been 30, but since I've hit 30, like I've just learned that you get sick easier if something happens to you, and it's really bad. It's gonna take you a long time to recover from it. And like when you're even older, like 40 and stuff like that, or you injure a bone or something like that,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
it's even harder to come back from that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, let's
Okay.
see. What am I making next? Well, tomorrow is a video drop, and I don't want to give it up, but if you can watch it tomorrow, it's really easy, and we've had it 3 times this week,
Yeah.
and I've just been. You can make variations of it. I mentioned that in the video, um, and it is delicious. So watch that video tomorrow. I mean, it is inexpensive, and it's something I always liked and just started getting back into again. I have ribs coming up. I have some mayo biscuits. Do you guys follow Hearth and Home with Mural? Mural from Hearth and Home.
I think my mom does. I don't know if I do or not.
So she did a Hungarian mushroom soup, and I'm going to tag her in it. I told her I'm going to make it on my channel. It looked delicious. I love mushrooms, and I want to do her Hungarian mushroom soup. And then I think I'm going to do a hamburger. Have you ever seen the hamburger or cheeseburger soup? I think your mom made hamburger soup one day. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, yeah, she has, yeah.
Yeah, my son makes it. I'm going to get his recipe, and who knows? Maybe he might even make an appearance. We don't know. I can't say. But yeah, my son makes this cheeseburger mix. It is delicious. Dr. Fire, Fire Dr. Ninja. It is tomorrow. It's a premiere. I did it as a premiere. That way, if people want to talk to me and ask me questions, they can. It's about a 20-minute video. It is at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
No, I'll definitely have to watch that tomorrow.
So I have a bunch of stuff coming up with that, and then I got a bunch of stuff from the garden I've been filming because I'm adding up. But right next to the subscriber garden, I'm gonna put a new box in where I'm gonna do. Hearth and Home sent me the black and white pumpkin seeds, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna plant some black and white pumpkins next to the subscriber garden. So I'm gonna show a picture someday. I'm not doing it yet, but as it greens up and it really starts to get really nice looking, that's right in front of my kitchen window. So if I'm there doing dishes or looking out the window, my subscriber garden is what I look at.
yeah,
So that's why I wanted it there because we planned it that way with the fence the way it was. So I can have sunflowers growing there, the trellis with, the squash and stuff growing up around it, bean plants, pumpkin plants. So when I look out and I'm working in the house, I can look out and just see all that. And I'll put some emoji up there. I'll make a new emoji put it up on top of that trellis so I can see it. So
Everyone's laughing. Janet said she liked my smile earlier, and my mom said she was looking at us and she said she couldn't stop smiling.
yeah, I'm hoping so, Teresa.
It's gonna be a beautiful garden. Yeah, it is definitely.
Yeah, I'm hoping so because I mean, what really sets it off is the pumpkin plants. Because, like I said, I mean, I've seen pumpkin plants and I've been to pumpkin patches and stuff when I was a kid, but I always forgot how big the flowers get. Those
Yeah.
flowers get 6 or 8 inches in diameter. They're huge. And then what's going to happen is the plan, which I'm showing in a video, where there's going to be a 5 by 10 section where I'm going to plant next to the subscriber garden. There's a tarp down. There's going to be a planter box, and that area there will be that. Before I tarp it, before I put the tarp down, I'm going to put down leaves and sawdust and other compost, cover it like I did with the other no-till garden,
Yeah.
and then hopefully by 2027, I'll have a 10 by 20 or 10 foot by 30 foot no-till garden where I never till it. I just rake the dirt around, add stuff to it each year, and then grow in that.
Studio wants to know, Okies, how many types of seeds have you gotten for your subscriber garden?
So in the subscriber garden itself, there's only going to be about 10 types of seeds, but I'm going to be growing more probably in my other garden that's not part of the subscriber garden because Misty, Shannon, foraging, urban farming, hearth and home, and broke without, they all sent me like 2, 3, 5. Foraging sent me like 10 types of seeds. So I'm just picking the ones. I can't grow them all. I can only grow a certain amount because it's only a 10 by 15 square foot garden. Or I'm sorry, a 10 by 15 garden, which is 150 square feet. So I'm limited to size. So I'm only gonna plant about 7 or 8 versions or varieties of vegetables. And then I'll grow some inside and I'll probably grow some in the main garden, but I will reference them coming up because if I was to total up all the seeds I got from everybody, and I got 2 shipments from Misty, I got 2 shipments from Shannon, I got 3 shipments from Hearth and Home. I have 50 varieties, so I can't fit them all in that little garden. So
Yeah. Yeah, she said, y'all great talking. She said, Okies, you forgot to send me some sugar pie seeds. Sugar pie pumpkin seeds.
I'll write it. I'm writing it down right now. I'm sorry, I forgot. I will. I'll try to get them out to you this week. I apologize. I thought I sent them. It is fair, Brooks. I mean, and that's a good idea because not Misty, Spongy asked if I was going to sell seeds. And to get back to that real quick, I don't think I'd actually sell them. All I would ask is if I was going to do it in a big fashion where I had lots of people wanting seeds, where I'm talking like 50, 60, 70 people, if they would just send me $1, literally
Yeah.
just for postage, because it's payment to me if I sent you guys Connecticut field pumpkins from my garden that grew in my garden, and then you showed me videos of you guys growing them and they were successful. That's payment for me. So that's really cool, Dr. Ninja. That they have library has that. But Spongy, this is a great. Let me know what your stats are later for this video. I'd love
I'll
to know
let you know. Yeah.
because I think it should be really good for you. Hopefully, you
Yeah.
picked up some subscribers. I hope you got some. You'll definitely get some hours.
I'm
And
hoping.
any,
I'm hoping after Sunday. I'll go live on Sunday or after Sunday. Yeah, Monday. I'll go live. I don't know, like maybe 6 o'clock or something after I eat dinner, and
so you're going to do that like on a regular basis.
I'm gonna try to make it a regular basis.
Okay,
Yeah.
when you and your mom settle in, I know you guys are both sick and you got a lot going on, but when you guys settle in, let me know so I can add it to that list because I have that whole list on my community post. And the
Yeah.
reason I did The reason I did that was because I broke it up so it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all the way down through the week, because I know a lot of times, like, if I'm busy on a Sunday, I just not gonna have time. But I can go back and reference that list, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing nothing. So Wednesday night's a big night for me because I like to see M&T Homestead. I like to see Wendy from Hardneck. And I like to see Amy from Leonard Mountain Homestead. So if I'm not doing anything, my Wednesday night, I sit there, I get my TVs going, whoever
Yeah.
I'm watching, I get them running, and then I sit down, turn somebody on my TV, and then I sit there with my phone and I watch them, and then I comment on people's stuff. So it's 3 hours where I can interact with other people while watching each. I watch each live stream from my TV so I can hear them, but then I got my phone so I can be commenting and talking to other people and watching other people's videos. So that's why I did that. So I know everybody can't go 7 days a week and watch every single one,
Yeah.
but I know a lot of people take YouTube now as their. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV shows anymore. I have certain nights that I watch a, a 3 or 4 hour span of YouTube, and that's my TV basically. So it's kind of like the old days when you watched Gunsmoke or
Yeah.
one TV show. People do that. So this gives people an option to go in, see the list, and then pick who they want to watch. So it's Thursday. I got nothing to do. I can go to this list, and it's shareable, so you can share it right to your own. It helps them grow, and it puts it right on your list. It puts it on your page, so you can literally go into your own page and see who you want to watch that night.
Yeah. My mom said. She said. Oh, Karen said I'd love to watch the lives. I'll go find your list. You have Okies.
Yep, it's right on my community post. There's probably 20 people, and it keeps growing. And
Yeah.
all I ask is, if I make a mistake, sometimes I put Eastern time instead of Standard, Central Standard. I put Eastern Standard, or I put Mountain Standard. If I mess up the time or the day, just in the comments below. That's what it's there for. Just say,
Yeah.
hey, Opus, you messed up. Can you change it to this day or this time? I go right back and I fix it immediately.
Yeah. My mom said something about letting you go because we have been live for at least an hour, haven't we?
Hey, no worries.
I'm starting. I'm starting to get hungry. I haven't. I need
Good.
to eat.
I'm
You
glad this
probably
is.
do, dude. You probably need to go eat too, don't you?
No, I'm not going to eat till later. I'm fine. I already had one of my. I had my smoothie with my pumpkin in it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. Well,
Well,
appreciate you having me on.
it's really fun having you on
Yeah.
here.
Let me know your stats because I'd be interested to see because I'm hoping
I'll
you can.
take a
Oh,
screenshot and I'll like post it on community post or something.
oh, nice. All right.
All right
Well,
then.
thank
Bye
you so much.
y'all.
Yep. Appreciate everybody. Goodbye.
Bye y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Yeah, my mom saying something about doing a live every Thursday at 6 o'clock. All right. Bye y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Oki's already left.